All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Wednesday, June 4th, set today by Imogen. First, let's have the cryptic clue of the day. And starting today, based on our recent discussion, I am going to give yesterday's solution. Congratulations to Alan, and I'm sure many of you also got it. The clue was funny business of rod holes opener taken in. Well, the definition was funny business. The answer was shtick. Rod is a stick with the H, the opening letter of hull, taken in. All right, today's clue. 2 forms of rail brought back Saint Sebastian, say. 6 letters, and I gave you a Y. 2 forms of rail brought back Saint Sebastian, say. All right, let's see what Imogen has for us. Taking picture for retirement. Well, having many times been caught out with retirement, thinking it meant retiring, excuse me, from your job, but it's actually retiring to bed. Taking picture. Yeah, I don't get it. Oh, it's a nice grid with all of those outer lights. Sitting at the traffic lights, spot some drama. Sitting at the traffic lights. I'm thinking of waiting for green. Well, I don't think do you say that? But then spot some drama. I don't see that. I am thinking of the Dexys Midnight Runners song. Is it Tell Me When My Light Turns Green? Anyway, that's not going to help me. Round area, providers of hot and cold snacks. Could it be a round area? I don't know, some kind of round yard, arena. Hot and cold. Could be H&C. Oh, I wonder if it could be H&C snack on, a word for providers that goes in between them. Hatch, hutch. Oh, area too can be A. Providers of hot and cold snacks. No, I don't get that. Imogen has a fearsome reputation, so not too surprised it's slow going. Loudly announce large contribution to year-end target. That's a nice one. Other than loudly being forte in music, F, and announce maybe a homophone, large contribution. No. Repeatedly articles about loaf crusts as fodder. Oh, well, seeing repeatedly an article, I thought we may have to repeat A for one of the indefinite articles. And we had this word recently for fodder, and then loaf crusts, the outer letters of loaf, the L and the F. So I think it's alfalfa. Yeah, so we repeat the loaf crusts as well, and they are separated by the letter A. All right, finally got one. Inspectors of pub measures said to have teeth. I don't know. I mean, the surface suggests people who go around pubs making sure they are doling out the right amount of spirits and pints. But I don't know if there's a name for that particular kind of inspector. Pub could be public house, PH, or inn, or bar. Measures could be something to do with music. Said to have teeth. No. Unserious proposals that scatter specious glitter. All right. I don't know the answer, but at least I think I follow what's going on here. I think we're going to scatter our anagram specious glitter, which is 8 plus 7, to get unserious proposals. What is that going to be? Where's the G going to go? We don't have an N for an ING or an H for a GHT. Gossamer. Yeah, I think the G might be at the beginning, but proposals, what would be ideas, suggestions? No, I think I need a letter or two before I try to anagram that. Kindles to deposit aboard ship. Well, aboard ship, I think it's one of the oldest, hoariest maybe conventions in cryptic cluing is that a ship could be SS, and so if you put something aboard a ship, you put it between two S's. So I think maybe we put a short word for deposit, and that's going to be, yes, if you park something. I was just thinking of kindling a fire, spark, maybe. Well, let's go back to the across now that I have these nice starters. Sex-obsessed pair taken out and shot. Yeah, I don't know. Um, Maybe it's going to mean sex-obsessed. Oh, it is. It's a word I've read, and I know it has something to do with sex. Priapic. And so pair is taken out or anagrammed, and then we have a shot, might be a picture, a photo, a pic. All right. Okay, trouble if such a plant appears. Oh, I think it's we're going to trouble our anagram if such a, and then plant is the answer. Appears. Yeah, I think it's just saying after the anagramming, a word for a plant will appear. A little tricky. Control's big problem with app to be fixed by this. Yeah, I don't get that. Dope that creates a big stink. Don't get that either. Green coach losing time. All right, I think we're going to have a word for coach, which could be a bus, could be a trainer, and it's going to lose a T for time, and then that's going to mean green. Now, green as in untried, beginner, or green as in eco, or just, I think the coach is a stage coach, and it's going to be a shade of green. It's come up before, sage, and definitely the more you do these, the more you build up this arsenal of words that you've seen before. I mean, I know sage green, but if you had asked me a few years ago to name off shades of green, it would take me a long time to come up with sage. All right, injury odd French fellows eventually get. Is it going to be an injury? The odd makes me think we're going to take odd letters either from injury, but that would be IJR, French FEC, fellows eventually get. No, I was just thinking about on an injury singular. I was thinking of breakages, but no, that's not right. History of Gauguin's final piece, shown to be expert about it. Well, Gauguin's final is the letter N, and then maybe a piece can be a gun of some kind. Shown to be expert about it. I think the definition might be history. Narrative? No. Garment for water sport. I think it might be a double definition. Thinking of a polo. It seems a bit easy compared to the rest of the clues. Enormous number 10 short for writer. I think it is going to be maybe a writer, 5-letter, 0 short. Why 0 short? I mean, there are things that will stand for 0 like O. But 0 short makes me wonder if we're going to use the letter Z and RZER maybe. But enormous number 1, I don't want to think about that. Big, oh my goodness. Yeah, keep thinking of Bizet, but he's not the right kind of writer. No. Aggressive using handwriting. That's a great clue, but no idea. Let's go back to the downs. I have 2 letters now, S and O, both in specious. Unserious proposals. Yeah, that O might be helpful for the, I presume the first word will be an adjective, and the second one a noun, probably a plural. No, I think I need more. Request submitted to obtain seal. I think it might be a seal, which could be a seal on an envelope, or it could be a seal mammal, or to seal something shut. So I think we need a short word for request. That's something a something, and then submitted. No, I don't get that. An officer interrupts myself 3 times when gong is heard. I think the first half is the wordplay, so I think it is going to be when gong is heard, not dinner time. I did always love in the Woodhouse books, and others, of course, but when the butler would strike the gong for dinner time. Maybe I'll get myself a gong and bang a gong when it's time to eat. Um, I'm thinking myself 3 times might be, maybe it's going to be 2 eyes and a me, and that would give us something. I'm. And what's an officer interrupts when gong is heard? But I do like it being something time. Mass, yeah, it could be some ceremonial use of a gong. No. Father Zeus say at a temple. All right, I think this is another straightforward one. Father is very often pa. Zeus say, well, he's a god, and all of that is at a, and we get a pagoda. Oh, some nice, so if it is history, Gauguin's final piece. Shown to be expert. Shown to be might be proved or something. Oh, I'm thinking about provenance. Yeah, because I think we have ace in there as well. An expert is often, yeah, shown to be is proven. And then we have expert is ace. And Gauguin's final piece is all for just that N that goes in the middle of the expert. All right. Very nice surface reading too. A name of Scots celebrity. I'm wondering if the A is literally the A. And then maybe a name of Scots, maybe a Scottish name, and then the whole thing will mean celebrity. Ooh, I'm thinking about an A-lister. Well, I would have hyphenated that 1-6. But I'm wondering, there was a famous lister who had something to do with sterilizing things or something. Is Listerine named after him? So let me pencil it in and we'll see if it stays. Pupil, barrister turning up in case, foolishly laughs. Is it going to be a pupil or laughs? I'm thinking of something like cackles, which does have that anagram of case around the outside. There are other laughing words that begin with C, chortles, and all of that. But yeah, where's the pupil? Oh, the pupil I think is the L, and the barrister is a KC. Oh, I don't actually know what that KC stands for, but anyway, that goes inside the, not much of an anagram of case, but anyway, I think that's right. Oh, another gong. Oh, well, I think the omens are there. I have to get myself a gong. Gong you had responded to. Oh, a gong can be a medal. Oh, so that could be, yes, the OBE. And then you had, I suppose, in olden times, might have been, or in some rural places too, yeed. And you had responded to would be obeyed. Okay. Run over one day, got into argument. I think the definition might be run over, and that might be as in the, reading over something, run over. And then one day I think is going to be ID, and I think that might be put inside a 3-letter argument. Row. No, I don't see that. Anyway, we got a few of the downs, so yeah, family. Oh, did I look at this one? No. Oh, I never finished. Oh, yeah. That might be a good idea. Family man is captivated by artists' extremes. One's a shocker. Yeah, I'm wondering if it might be a Dadaist. I think the family man might be da or dad. And then is going to be, yeah, captured by the extreme letters of artists, the A and the T. And I suppose at the time the Dadaists were shocking. All right, humble, grow up in such blocks. I'm wondering if it might be low, but I don't know if it's, I mean, it seems with when you have that question mark in that way, grow up in such blocks, it suggests the answer is such blocks. So then humble still might be low, and then grow up low. Oh, grow up might be rise, and I suppose if you're humble, you might grow up in low rise blocks. All right. Quality, vineyard in depression in these awful religious wars. Oh, I'm thinking it's religious wars and it's the Crusades. So I think maybe a quality vineyard, I think might be a cru. We sometimes see it defined for wine or champagne, I think. Premier cru, isn't that a thing? In depression. Oh, I think that might be sad. And then in these awful, it's inside another not, very anagrammed, but slight anagram of these goes around it. All right, now I've looked at everything. Oh, maybe it is. No. So the answer or the definition is got into argument. So it is rowed. Run from cricket is R. Over from cricket is O. And one day of the week is Wednesday. All right. Aggressive. Using handwriting. Ah, I think if you're using handwriting, something might be in cursive. I mean, I know the word to, an incursion. I don't think I've ever heard the adjective part of it, form of it before in cursive, but I'm guessing that is it. All right, that's enormous. Number 1, 0, short for writer. I think there was a German writer called Gross, wasn't there? George Gross. So enormous and writer, but I don't think that's right. Of course, it can also be something you use to write. Well, while I was thinking about what this might be and thinking about what the last letter would be, which would be for the gong, I realize, of course, if that is me, if that's another myself, then we might have a lieutenant, ALT, interrupting, and that would be meal times. I should have thought of that with the dinner time. All right, enormous. Number 1, 0, short. Oh, 0 might be nil. But what is it going to be enormous or is it going to be a writer? There was somebody called Godel, I think, wasn't there? But I thought he was an artist. No, let's try one down. We have some nice letters. So I think it is waiting. Waiting for of course, a drama. When I said waiting for green, I should have thought of waiting for Godot. So waiting for go and then spot is dot. And a gogol, of course. Ah, Enormous number, I think, is a Google, not spelled like the search company, but Googol, I think. So it's an enormous number with 10 short, and then you get Gogol. Never read any Gogol. I don't know, is he worth trying? He sounds a little intimidating. All right, taking picture for retirement. No idea what that is. Controls big problem with app to be fixed by this. Again, the way that's phrased, by this at the end, makes me think that is the definition. And so it might be as partial and lit, where the wordplay is also referring back to the the definition, or maybe it's just a cryptic definition. Controls could be reigns, and then you might have a re-in. Oh, yeah, and a big is tall. Controls big, reigns tall. Problem with app to be fixed by this. Yeah, I think that's a little loose, but that's all right. I think it's right. Round area, providers of hot and cold snacks. Round might simply be an O, and then area, of course, A. Providers. I'm trying to think of something like a thermos flask that can provide hot or cold, but yeah, I don't see that. And that's our loudly announce. Large contribution to year-end target, 7 letters. Declaim would be largely announce. Ah, yes. So the year end is December, DEC. Then we have our L, which is a large contribution, and our target is an aim. I like that. Does that help my taking picture for retirement? 11 letters. No, there can't be too many words that fit that pattern. Retirement. Whoa, with I think it's withdrawing is retirement. Taking picture. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how to decipher that. I mean, retirement is withdrawing, but I don't get that. And picture is a drawing, but how is taking with? I wonder if anyone is going to question that over at 15 squared. All right. Oh, could this be tapas? Oops, not tatas. Tapas, which are, I think, hot and cold snacks. Round area providers. Yeah, I don't get that one, to be honest. So we'll check at 15 squared. Could be wrong, of course. All right. Ooh, how about now our injury? Odd French fellows eventually get. Is it a word for eventually get, like when something dawns on you? What would the injury be? And then are we going to have our FEC from French? All right, do we need to know a French word for fellows? Monsieur, homme. No, I don't see it. Oh, here's our inspector. Oh, incisors, I think. Is that right? Inspectors of pub measures. Ah, no, I think it's going to be a homophone of incisors. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it might be the yeah, I'm trying to think of the word for the department that would look after weights and measures, but yeah, maybe if I didn't have that C there, I think maybe incisors, S-I-Z, but now, oh, here's our unserious proposals. Ah, I think it might be something politics. Could that be right? Oh, well, I wouldn't have thought of politics as proposals, but what's the what's left over? Let me pause and check the remaining letters. Well, we have the word gesture left over. I don't think I've ever heard the term before, gesture politics, but I can certainly imagine what it means and that it is a phrase. All right, that was our request to obtain a seal, 6 letters, something A. Oh, well, let's type our dope that creates a big stink, 5 letters, S something U. Oh, a skunk. Oh, I think there is a type of marijuana weed variety skunk, maybe, so that's why it's a dope. And definitely we get skunks around here in Texas, and you'll know if they're around. Ah, so now our request submitted a seal. Oh, I was thinking about a gasket. Is a gasket a seal? Blew a gasket. Request submitted. I don't see how the wordplay would work. Let me write it in. Request. Oh, yeah, so an ask, I suppose, is a request. And that is inside. Ah, it has submitted to a word for obtain, to get. Ah, that is very clever, and it's surrounded by obtain, get. Very tricky. All right, here's our either injury or eventually get. Oh, if we do have the odd French, it would be here. Something affect. No, I think it's going to be an injury, might be an impairment. Injury is the definition. Odd French. Oh, maybe the French for odd is impair. It's a new one on me. But I suppose it cannot be paired, divided by 2. And then fellows are men, and then eventually get is the last letter of get. Yeah, I think that's probably right. All right. Not 100% confident today, but let's check all. It looks like everything is still there, thank goodness. Okay, did we have anything funny as far as a theme or a pangram? I don't think so. All right, let's head over to 15 squared. All right, the blog today is by Menehi. Found this quite tough at times with some clever cluing. Yeah, definitely agree with that. With is accompanying is taking. Now, I think it's a bad sign when the synonym requires a middleman to say, in the sense of, who are you going to the dance with? Who are you taking to the dance, I presume? Yeah, I think that's a bit much. But anyway, it was a nice clue. Yes, skunk is a type of cannabis, and dope are the animal that can definitely create a stink. I think I got impair is odd in French, yeah. And a Google is 10 to the power of 100, yeah. Dadaist art was often intended to shock audiences. Yeah, I think some people might complain about that definition. But I think with the surface reading talking about artists, I think it's very gettable. And then on the downs, oh, taps are providers of hot and cold. Going around A for area. Wow, that was a very straightforward one I should have got. Oh, and incisors. Yeah, I never went back to double check that, but yeah, inspectors of pub measures. I mean, so I was right in thinking of sizers, but yeah, I think I find that one, the way it's written, I would have bet money that the inspectors of pub measures was the definition, and it would sound like the teeth, because said to have teeth. I mean, the teeth are the incisors. It's not, yeah, I'm not crazy about that one, I have to say. Anyway, there we go. Gesture politics. Quite tricky. Oh, never heard a polo shirt referred to as just a polo. Well, I think we used to more call, yeah, polo jumper. We would say a polo, I think, back in my day. Impaired, no idea. This was the French for odd. Bit of a stretch to expect us to know this. Yeah, it's always hard to know what people should know in another language. Um, in the game of roulette, pair and impair. Maybe I did see it. We used to have a roulette set when we were kids. Who thought that was a good idea? I don't know. Grown-worthy incisors. Yeah, I'm surprised I'm not seeing anyone complaining about incisors, but there we go. All right, well, the one good thing was I didn't have to use my usual crutch of wordplays.com today, so that's always a win. And my time isn't too terrible for Imogen, I think. Anyway, thanks as always for watching and have a great day.